Hi guys, how we going? Defending Elvis, we're back. So how is everyone? Oh, I've had such a busy morning. So we got the hot water stopped working. I spent 3 hours trying to fix it. In the end, couldn't fix it. Called out an engineer. He's coming in the morning. My wife's car developed a fault. I've just fixed it. So my whole day, I was actually going to do at least 2 lives today. My whole day, where I had quite a few lives planned out, has completely been stolen from me. So I've got enough time now to do a live. So I haven't told anybody. Do you know what? We had some good news and some bad news. Right. So let me just say we're live. Let me just say we're live. Yeah. When I say bad news, I don't mean bad news. That's the wrong way of putting it. We had some trolls, but we also had some good stuff happen with Suzanna Lee's daughter. Suzanna Lee's daughter. Do any of you remember who Suzanna Lee is? Do any of you remember? I'll also give you guys a chance to let me just let's message a few of you, because a few of you were trying to join today. How is everyone? While I'm going to talk while now we have got a good hour, so let's have a look. I tell you what, I had the rudest troll you could ever imagine email me, and I am going to expose them. What's the matter with these people? They email you, but then I've got their email address. Yeah. So I'm going to read out their disgusting email they sent me. Disgusting. Trying to defend David Stanley. Remember David Stanley, who said that Elvis planned his death, pre-planned it, a premeditated drug overdose. And he said it whilst Lisa Marie was alive. So we're still going to chat a little bit about David Stanley. I was going to move on to Ricky, but I didn't have the time. So guys, good news. Suzanna Lee, Elvis' co-star, I spoke to her daughter. Isn't that amazing? I spoke to Suzanna Lee's daughter. Do any of you remember who Suzanna Lee is? Please tell me. Let's get her up. I am going to honor Suzanna Lee, a true defender of Elvis. A true defender of Elvis. I'm not very good at spelling. So let's see if we get her up. Right, so this is her here. Let's pause her.
Oh, yes, I can. Well, I started with...
Pause. Obviously, this is Suzanna when she's a little bit older. Still very beautiful. We're going to watch some of her stuff. We're going to watch some of Suzanna's stuff. We're going to honor Suzanna Lee as a true defender of Elvis. Somebody who jumped in and defended Elvis on the Terry Wogan show, and she didn't have to. She just did it because she knew Elvis very well and loves Elvis. Now, I felt that we should reach out and tell her family. So I did manage to find Suzanne Lee's daughter. And she did reply. She accepted my friend's request. She supports what we do. She said, keep up the good work. It's her mum, innit? So can you hear me, guys? No one's answering anything I say. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you know who Suzanna Lee is, guys? Right, so let me just... I hope you can hear me okay, can you? So... let's just tell a few of you guys that we're live. I've been thinking about you all day. I'm so pleased to hear you're a bit better. All right, you can hear me. Good. Good, guys. Okay. Let's tell Lorna. Let's tell Debbie. So do any of you know who Suzanna Lee is? Do any of you, are you aware of her in any way? Other movies that she's done, her family and stuff, and her acting career? Are any of you like in the know with it? Because I recognize her, definitely. But she's British, isn't she? The beautiful lady who put Stanley in the box. She sure did. So let's learn about Suzanna. But let me just quickly message some people that were live. I think we should do that. Especially seeing as I'm late. Let's go to my email address. Let's tell Carolyn. Carolyn's not here, is she? Hi, Venus. So guys, what is your general feeling about the fact that we've exposed Dave Stanley for betraying his stepbrother Elvis? How do you guys feel about it? Because I've had a massive, overwhelming response that fully supports me. I have had dozens and dozens of people that say this should have happened a long time ago. It's about time we expose the betrayal of these people, Ricky and Dave. Yeah? You'd be surprised, guys, how much support I've had on this. We had a load of subscribers join us as well. So something is telling me that the majority of Elvis fans fully support that we are exposing the wrongdoing of these family members. Yeah? Now, I'm not just going to expose the wrongdoing of these family members. I'm also going to thank and praise the people that help expose them. There's people that help expose them, yeah? Let's tell Matthew. Okay, so then we've got a few more on. Let's tell Lorraine. Lorraine Chapel. Emily's on. Should we tell Melissa? So Natalie Lee, guys. Natalie Lee. Come on. The daughter of Suzanna Lee. Suzanna unfortunately passed away in 2017. So I did get a disgusting troll email me and really badly insulted me for defending David Stanley. And I don't forget, I've had hundreds of messages supporting me. I had 3 messages in total defending David Stanley. Now, to the people that defend David Stanley, I just want you to know that he more than once said that Elvis planned his death and committed suicide. Planned an overdose and committed suicide. He said it on YouTube more than once. You can go back and look at it, going back the decade. Now, everything we do on this show is for entertainment purposes. But who for a second thinks that Elvis tried to kill himself, even though he had a daughter, Lisa Marie Presley? So to the troll that tried to defend David Stanley, there was 3 people that tried to defend him. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? David Stanley had betrayed Elvis again and again and again and again, and so did Ricky. For years, for decades. Why would an Elvis fan defend David Stanley? I even had an ex-girlfriend. Guys, listen to this. I even had an ex-girlfriend of Dave's defending him. An ex-girlfriend messaged me. David is such a good guy. He's such a nice person, such a good heart. He did so much good. And by the way, he had a very serious problem with drugs and alcohol. And things with me and him just didn't work out. Hi, Amy. Seriously, Amy, I had an ex-girlfriend message me saying, oh, please don't say anything bad about David. He's such a good person. This person that says that Elvis killed himself. This person that betrayed Elvis in books and documentaries, in biographies, in interviews, again and again and again. one thing that Amy has always said to me, people hang themselves with their own words. People hang themselves with their own words. Is that right, Amy? The people I am exposing, they're not my words. Billy Smith, Marty Lacker, Lamar Fike, David Stanley, Ricky Stanley, their words hang themselves. Their wrongdoing, their betrayal to Elvis, their so-called cousin or stepbrother or Memphis Mafia friend, they hang themselves. Yeah, so I'm just telling a few more people. So we're going to go through this, guys. We're going to be here a little while. I do want to honour Suzanna Lee, obviously her, and I really want to thank Suzanna Lee's mum for speaking to her. Daughter for speaking to her. She didn't have to reply to me, but she did. Yeah, Amy, they changed their stories. So we're going to play where it all began. I'm on about, we, just out of the blue, we've come across this David Stanley, Terry Wogan interview. I noticed that Jules Holland is there. Now, if you look at Jules Holland, I only noticed this yesterday. If you look at Jules Holland, he's in shock. He's looking at Dave Stanley. Now, Jules Holland is definitely an Elvis fan. Yeah? Jules Holland, I'm a big fan of Jules Holland.
Morning, guys.
He's 100% an Elvis fan. I've seen Jules Holland praising Elvis many times. Yeah, he's a real fan of Elvis. Okay, so you've got Suzanna Lee here. Now, if you look at Suzanna Lee's body language, she's not even facing David Stanley, the betrayer. To anybody here that is annoyed at me because I'm exposing David Stanley for betraying his own stepbrother and then spending his life portraying himself as Elvis's savior, as a savior of addicts, portraying himself as some kind of guru that is there because God has spoken to him to reduce the amount of people that become addicts, that abuse drugs, all in the name of Elvis. This is the betrayal. He lives a life of luxury, saying that, oh my God, look what I went through. Look at the hell I went through as an addict, as a heroin addict, which Elvis was not, as a coke addict, which Elvis was not. Elvis may have been addicted to things, but it was prescription medication because he was sick, very sick. David was an addict. He was a heroin addict. He was a coke addict. He's admitted it with his own words. So was Ricky. Yeah? Now, everything I say is just an opinion for entertainment purposes, so not a fact. So we find this interview. Suzanna Lee comes on. She's a very successful actress. Beautiful. Very intelligent. Jules Holland there looking shocked. Now let's play it, and then we are gonna honor Suzanna Lee as a true Elvis defender. She defended Elvis. This is obviously probably the early 80s. Maybe even the mid 80s. She did not have to defend Elvis. She obviously worked with Elvis. She really, really admired Elvis, had a lot of respect for Elvis, thought he was beautiful. Elvis never hit on her. Never hit on her. Elvis was a good friend of hers. She says it was her first acting role and that he helped her through it. Elvis was such a perfect gentleman and really helped her through this period of her life to help her get more confident within making movies. Yeah, she couldn't believe she was in the same room as Elvis. This woman got to know Elvis very well. Elvis told Suzanna Lee that he had serious health problems, even possibly having colon cancer. Yeah. Now, whether or not he had it, we will never know, will we? But Elvis opened up to her. In this interview, David Stanley eventually admits that Elvis was in a lot of pain, could not sleep. Remember? So in one breath, he says how Elvis abused everything. Yeah? Almost blaming Elvis for everything as things unfolded after 1975, 6, 7. Yeah. Remember, this is a stepbrother that Elvis more or less took out of an orphanage with his 2 other brothers and completely transformed his life and gave him the life of a celebrity, the life of a royal family member, the life of a Kennedy. Remember just how much good Elvis did for these 3 boys, the way he took these boys on as if they were his own kids. He poured love and affection onto these boys, even making sure they had a religious upbringing, even getting on his knees and praying with these boys, as well as giving them everything they could ever dream of. Elvis gave these boys, Ricky, Billy, and Dave, a fantastic life. And this is how they thank them. And thank God that this woman jumps in and defends Elvis at just the right moment. And this is why we are going to honor her in this live stream. And we're also going to expose the trolls. I've had 3 trolls that are trying to stick up for David Stanley and Ricky. Yeah. When the wrong that Ricky and David did was very serious. Even if they regret it, even if they apologize, I won't accept that we must all forget the wrongdoing of people that have betrayed poor Elvis. Yeah, we will expose it. Then we will ask for an apology, some remorse, some regret, and then we forgive. Elvis would always want us to forgive. We must not do this from hate. We do this from forgiveness. Yeah? So let me just get the video up, guys. I'm going to play it. I'm going to put some water in my tea as well. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. Team Elvis, of course, we rock. I'm going to really expose the troll. The troll is probably watching me now. Jojo the troll. I'm going to expose you and your disgusting mouth. I have never heard... I've always said to you guys, I love Elvis fans. Elvis fans are the best fans in the world. But they are also the most cruel. Just sent you a page to read from J.D. Summers' hard-to-find book, Speaking on the Stanleys. I look forward to reading that, Amy. Thank you very much. Right. I'm going to break this into 2 live streams. I'm not sure. I've only got till... I've still got a good hour, guys. So, right, let me just... I'm going to play this. To the trolls that message me, trying to tell me off, call me names, disgusting names, because I exposed David and Ricky. I laugh at you. Jojo, I'm coming for you in a minute. I'm going to read out your lovely email you sent me. I've got your email address, mate. I've reported you. The most disgusting words that have ever come out of a mouth of an Elvis fan. This is the thing that is shocking about Elvis fans. Yeah. You get the best Elvis fans. They're lovely. They support Elvis. They love Elvis. But then you get the worst Elvis fans. They are the minority and they say the most disgusting things. Just because I'm defending Elvis. Just because I'm defending Elvis and we expose all the people that have betrayed him, they call me the most disgusting names. Disgusting. Don't forget, we have had over 100 messages of support concerning David Stanley, exposing David Stanley, exposing Ricky Stanley. But then you get the odd 1 or 2 disgusting Elvis fans, the minority, because most Elvis fans are amazing. The most disgusting things I've ever heard come from Elvis fans. From Elvis fans. To the Elvis fans that say the most disgusting, insulting things, even racist things, to me, shame on you. Shame on you. How do you sleep at night? Jojo. This person was called Jojo. We all know it wasn't Jojo, don't we? We know who it was. It's one of 2 people. It's one of 2 people. Either the one that starts with the initial K or the one that starts with the initial R. It's one of them 2 have sent me the most disgusting email you could ever have. Anyway. Right. I'm going to press play on this. I'm going to top up my tea. Now, let's watch how Suzanna Lee This beautiful actress, Elvis's co-star, defends Elvis and stands up to Dave Stanley. Having a cup of tea. Just make sure you can hear it. I think it's so interesting how this woman jumps in, interrupts David Stanley, telling his story. She wants to defend him. She wants to do right by Elvis. She met him. She knew the true Elvis. Watch the twists and turns of this interview, guys. Very interesting.
But you were there throughout the good times and the bad. For a young man, as part of the entourage, because there were drugs.
It got difficult.
Elvis was one of the least drug takers. I mean, in the 60s when I was there, if you don't mind me butting in, I mean, my goodness, I mean, Elvis really, I mean, no way.
Well, anyway, 1970.
What about in the 70s?
In 1972, Elvis was very hot. His concerts were unbelievable throughout the States.
Now remember, guys, this is Elvis's stepbrother. Elvis did everything for David, everything. Completely transformed his life. Let's hear how David talks about his own stepbrother.
Yeah. But in 1974 and 75, there was a slow decline physically. And because of his grueling schedule on tour, he got involved in medication prescribed by physicians. Mm-hmm. And he would take 1 or 2 to sleep, 1 or 2 to wake up, which was fine with a grueling schedule like Presley had. But because of a physician who felt that there was money to be made, instead of pulling him back, he gave him more and more and more. Use went to abuse. And again, the physician didn't take the care or the time to say, Elvis, you need to back off, you need to slow down. Instead, more and more and more. And it's been written, it's no big surprise that Elvis got involved in heavy drugs. Some 5,000 pills prescribed 6 months before he died. Now, no one needs that type of medication, but here was a doctor who saw a gold mine and took advantage of it. And Elvis, who had become somewhat addicted, justified the fact that he was taking drugs by his name being on the bottle. He would catch me. At that time, I was heavily involved in drugs. David, if you do that, you're off this hill. David, if I catch you ever do that again, I'm going to fire you. You'll never come around again. But yet, he could take it because justification was, this has been prescribed to me. Elvis was a victim of circumstance, and he had a little boy trust in doctors.
Yes.
That ultimately took.
And I love this woman. I love how she jumps in now and defends Elvis and tells the world what was really going on. Elvis's own stepbrother is trashing him on TV to millions of people for money. For money. His stepbrother. Imagine the life that Elvis gave David Stanley. And this lovely lady, this co-star of Elvis, who knew Elvis very well, wants to defend Elvis and tell the world what the true Elvis was like. He was very unwell. He was sick. He needed medication. Let's listen.
His life.
But he also believed that he had a very bad illness, because he told me he had a very bad illness, and that was covered by drugs. And maybe the doctors told him he had a very bad illness. I mean, I remember 10 years ago when he died, I spent 3 hours on all networks all over the thing, and I was convinced, mainly because he was convinced, that he had cancer of the colon.
That is true. That is true. Elvis was in a tremendous amount of pain at the end of his life. And his schedule, you just can't imagine. You know, like...
I jump in here. He completely changes his tune and starts to praise Elvis because she knocked him off his rails. She puts him in his place, stops him talking about Elvis as if he was some kind of street drug addict, and he feels very uncomfortable. She's called him out. She's defending Elvis. Remember, this is a stepbrother. This is a stepbrother. Spent how many years with Elvis? Up to 17 years with Elvis. Elvis did everything for this person. And he is making a living going around the world, different shows, different magazines, tabloids, documentaries, interviews, biographies, books, trashing Elvis again and again. He's still doing it now. Even now at the Westgate, he still discusses drugs, all in the name of Elvis and money and making money. She steps in, she shuts him up, he changes his tune, he looks stupid, he feels stupid, he's trying to get himself out of a hole, She has been fantastic. She deserves an award for how she defended Elvis, because she didn't have to. She wanted to. She defends Elvis with love from the heart. He is the one that should be defending Elvis. David Stanley is the one that should be defending Elvis. Yeah? He's the one that's trashing him on national TV to tens of millions of people. I want to quickly read a few of Amy's comments, because obviously Auntie Amy is one of our main researchers, and we love Auntie Amy. So she says, he can't remember anything because he was so high. This man was a heroin addict at the time of Elvis's death. Leading up to Elvis's death, this guy who was supposed to be helping look after Elvis with the others was on heroin and coke. But then suddenly he has crystal clear memories of exactly what happened with Elvis. Not once does he mention that Elvis was sick or needed medication or needed his prescribed medication. He doesn't mention it. But then suddenly she jumps in, Suzanna Lee jumps in, puts him in his place, tells him that Elvis had told her that he was sick, that he may have colon cancer, and he completely changes his tune and goes, oh yeah, he had pain problems, you know, blah, 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 blah. She puts him in his place, she knocks him off his tracks, makes him look like a complete fool. He hangs in himself with his own words, and now he's damaged limitation, trying to pull things back in this very embarrassing interview that went out to tens of millions. This man who has said many times that Elvis committed suicide, planned his death, planned his overdose. This was said in front of Lisa Marie around the world. Lisa Marie had to listen to this for decades. For decades. Elvis's stepbrother. Remember how much Elvis did for this man and his brother, Ricky. Yeah? So shame on you. Anybody that defends this man, shame on you. How do you call yourself an Elvis fan if you defend this man? I don't care if he's apologized. I don't care if he's born again Christian. This is disgusting. Disgusting. Right. So why doesn't David talk about getting caught with underage girls in his room while on tour? Did that happen, guys? Did it happen? You tell me. I don't know. Yeah, there is a massive difference between street drugs, heroin and coke, than what Elvis was on prescription medication, because he was sick. Yes, he may have abused them. Yes, he may have took too many. Yes, he may have been addicted to them. But they came from his doctor. Elvis was sick. He turned to his doctor for help. Simple. What do we do when we're sick? We turn to our doctor for help. That's all you can do. What does a doctor do? He gives you pills. Elvis was genuinely sick. Yeah, so there we are. So Amy says, see how he changes his tune when she confronts him. Suddenly he looks silly in front of millions. He's trying to pull things back. They would, as Amy says, they would have grown up in an orphanage. Dee wasn't a good mother. They would have grown up in an orphanage. Elvis comes along, saves the day, transforms their life. The chance of them ever meeting Elvis was a miracle. It was 1,000,000,000 to 1. They would never even know who Elvis was. It was a miracle that these boys were almost adopted by Elvis. Elvis took it very seriously, this responsibility of these 3 young boys, 4, 7, and 6. Elvis treated them like they were his own family, like he truly loved these boys, and they loved him. I know that. But then as adults, they bloody trash him. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Then I get people that kiss Ricky Stanley's ass, even though he's dead, kiss David Stanley's ass, and call me the most insulting names because I want to defend Elvis and expose their wrongdoing, because I'd like them to see an apology from David and David to show some regret. I'd like to see an apology from people like this Billy Smith and show some regret for what they did in these trash books, documentaries, biographies, interviews, you name it. Yeah? They are making money again and again and again and again at the cost of Elvis Presley, and it's not fair. It's at the cost of Elvis's image, reputation, dignity. And this was all done in the name of money. Money. And it was all done in front of Lisa Marie Presley for decades. No wonder she wanted nothing to do with these people. Nothing. Poor Lisa Marie. He can't even keep his story straight about the day Elvis died. He needs to be quiet. Well, people are confused. Was he there or not? Was he there? You know, other people discuss Ricky and his involvement, who administered these drugs to Elvis. You know, there's very, very mixed views. Did any of these morons think that Lisa was spouting this mess off, and then they all wonder why she had nothing to do with them? Thank you. So-called family and friends. Stepbrothers, cousins, Memphis Mafia, some ex-girlfriends, ex-employees. Come on, guys. Yeah, Linda says it. In my humble opinion, they were all cruel to Elvis's memory. Right, let's play this last little bit.
Most rock and rollers go out and do a show, off a week, off 2 days, off at least a day. Elvis was out every single night, 21-day tours, off a week, another 21-day tour, and it was physically wearing him down. And there is talk and proof now that Elvis had some colon cancer and was in a great deal of pain, and yet he would never slow down, and he would continue to push on, and because he loved to make people happy.
Come on, guys. Have any of you ever heard David Stanley talk about Elvis being unwell, having colon cancer? Yeah? Being sick. This is the only time I've seen it. Has he ever done it again? Since this interview, the only reason he brought it up is because she challenged him. Suzanna Lee challenged him, exposed him. But in general, David Stanley does not talk about Elvis being very sick, chronically sick, with serious medical problems. He talks about Elvis like he was a strung-out drug addict who wanted to get stoned. That is how David Stanley talks about Elvis. David Stanley, the stepbrother. Yeah? Come on, guys. It's damage limitation. This woman jumps into the interview and completely changes the course of this interview and defends Elvis because she loves him. She defends him. His own step brother trashes him and she puts him in his place. He then does a U-turn and tries to praise Elvis. Remember, David Stanley trashed Elvis for money. For money.
That's right.
I loved what you said about the smile on someone's face. It couldn't have been said better. And he.
Now look, guys, this is telling. Now remember, the family member is David Stanley. He's the one trashing Elvis. He's the one trashing Elvis. Elvis's friend, actress, co-star, Suzanna Lee. Look at the smile on her face. Seriously, guys. Have a good look at the smile on this lady's face. She got him. She got him good. Suzanne Lee. Suzanne Lee. You get a medal from the Elvis fans around the world for defending Elvis and standing up to David Stanley publicly in front of tens of millions of people. Be proud. Be proud. Your daughter will be proud. I spoke to your daughter yesterday. Yeah? Yesterday, I spoke to your daughter. I made sure that your daughter, I'm going to put it up on here in a sec. Your daughter knows Natalia Lee. Natalia Lee. I want to say it right because it's spelt, because of the way it's spelt. Thank you for your kindness and for all your hard work is what she says to Team Elvis. Keep it up. Thanks for reaching out and lovely to meet you. She is talking. This is Suzanne Lee's daughter. I spoke to her yesterday. She's thanking Team Elvis. I've made it very clear to Natalia Lee how proud we are of her daughter, Suzanna Lee, the co-star of Elvis, the film actress. She's a British actress, I think. Now look at this. Look at this here. Look at the picture on my screen. David Stanley, defensive, trying to backtrack. Oh yeah, Elvis was in pain, you know. Oh, he was such a good man, you know. He's backtracking because he's been exposed. She has got a beaming smile, a beautiful smile, because she's got him. Gotcha. Gotcha. And then look at the look on Jules Holland's face. Please comment. Look at the look on Jules Holland's face. Look at his face and how he looks at David Stanley. Because I guarantee you, and I'm going to ask him, I am going to ask Jules Holland what he was thinking during this interview, what he was thinking of David Stanley. Jules Holland, I'm going to find him and I'm going to contact him, and I bet you he'll reply. And I'm going to say to, because I know that Jules Holland is an Elvis fan, and I'm going to say to Jules Holland, what did you think of David Stanley, Elvis's stepbrother, trashing his own stepbrother on national TV to tens of millions of people back in the 80s? Maybe 90s, 80s, 90s, does it matter? I guarantee you that Jules Holland will say, I was disgusted by it. Jules Holland, disgusted by his own stepbrother trashing his stepbrother Elvis Presley. I've never heard of a co-star say one bad word about Elvis, yet these people were supposed to be loyal, but his own stepbrother trashes him for money to millions of people. She came to Elvis Week last year. She's so sweet. Oh, right. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Amy. I know that she's friends with some of the Elvis community because I've seen she had Mindy Miller on there and a few others that she's friends with. Oh, I'm so pleased that Natalie Lee goes to Elvis Week. I'm so pleased. She's lovely. She's lovely. There we go. Look at what Pat has just said. I've never heard of anyone trust Elvis except family and friends and his ex-wife. What is that? To anybody out there that thinks, why is Louis defending Elvis with Team Elvis? Yeah, with our researcher Amy Collett, with our Elvis fans that join us every day. I'll tell you why. Because his own friends and family and ex-girlfriends and ex-wife and ex-employees, not all of them, some of them, trash him. Trash him. I said this yesterday on the dog walk. How many celebrities are trashed by their own family, their own friends, their own cousin, their step brothers or sisters? Seriously. How many, seriously, I'm asking you this question, guys. How many celebrities, as famous as Elvis, get trashed by their own family? Their own family. Friends, cousins, stepbrothers, uncles, aunties, sisters, brothers, you name it, whatever it is. Elvis. Only Elvis. Only Elvis gets trashed by his own cousin, his own stepbrothers, for money. For money, by his own ex-wife. We know the good that Elvis did for Priscilla Presley. She has trashed him more than anyone. I would say the Stanleys come a close second, and so do the Smiths. It's wrong, guys. This can only happen to Elvis. So I really pay homage to Suzanna Lee for defending Elvis, and I'm so proud that her daughter Natalia Lee supports what we do and has thanked us for what we do, thanked us for our hard work. I feel proud and lucky that I can honour this lovely lady, Suzanna Lee. Suzanna Lee, a brilliant actress, beautiful woman, inside and out, with a heart of gold that just wanted to defend Elvis because it was the right thing to do, because he is a lovely man inside and out, and because he was so kind to her. She got to know the real Elvis. She knew he was sick. He told her. Suzanne Lee, we're very, very proud of you. Yeah, Amy, I'm definitely reading what you sent me. 100%. I need to do a part 2 to do that. I'm definitely going to go through all that. We got a lot to go through, guys, because remember, we are also going to be exposing Ricky and his wrongdoing, Ricky Stanley. We're going to hang Ricky with his own words. It's not me giving you information. It's their own words that they said from their mouth, hanging themselves. It's not me giving you new information. This is, as David Stanley says, historical. This is a historical event. Dave Stanley thinks that his shows are a historical event when he stands there and discusses drug addiction in the name of Elvis Presley. You call that a historical event? Shame on you, Dave Stanley at the Westgate. You shouldn't even be there. You shouldn't even be there. Hold your head down in shame, David Stanley. Now, we want to be forgiving. We want to be caring and loving and kind. Yeah, we will be when you say sorry and when you stop trashing Elvis and when you admit your wrongdoing and show remorse and regret, then we'll forgive you. Then we will, as Elvis would want us to, we will reach out and forgive you. Let's see if you're prepared to say sorry and show remorse. Or let's see if you're going to get your trolls to attack us. Yeah? So anyway, let's play the last few
He
seconds.
loved to do that to the fans. He may not be able to give something physically to him, but he gave himself.
Oh, yes.
And the
And that
people,
voice.
the voice and the smile was on the face, and that made
Do you
him
have
happy.
any
Elvis's co-star deserves a medal. Seriously, guys. In front of millions of people, there would have been millions of people watching that. She's there for Elvis. She is there for Elvis. And she puts Dave Stanley in his place, who went on to trash Elvis again and again and again for money. For money. For money. Elvis, remember, Elvis deserves better. Better. So let's quickly get Facebook up. So just so you know, I reached out to let's see if we can find it. I reached out to Natalie Lee, not expecting a reply. I wanted her to know how thankful we are for Suzanna defending Elvis the way she did. Because I think she deserves recognition for defending Elvis. Because how many people actually defended Elvis publicly? We, the fans, do. We do it every day. The fans have been defending Elvis for decades, for 50 years. But how many people have publicly defended Elvis in front of the world? Not many, almost none. But Suzanne Lee did. She was one of them. She deserves recognition. So, right, obviously Amy's been sending me stuff. I'm going to read that out later. We got a lot of stuff to go through, guys. Now, let's see if we can get Natalie's comment up. There we go. So there she is there, guys. Let me just... I'm not sure if it's going to show the... You can't really see it, guys. But Natalie Lee... I'm just seeing it's not letting me click on it. Oh, I know. She's on my personal Facebook. That's what it is. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's going to let me do it. It might not let me do it, but we reached out to Natalie and said, thank you. Please know that we are so proud of your mum. Your mum. What she did for Elvis. No, it's not showing. But it doesn't matter. I can show you myself. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let's see if I can get it up on my phone a minute, guys. Right, I'll screenshot it. so I can show you what happened. It's weird, it's not letting me see it on Facebook. Now, you know, obviously I wanted to send Natalie. I really wanted Natalie to know how proud we are of her mother. Okay, guys? I didn't want this to be just something that is not noticed by her own family. So it was important to me that her daughter knew what we had done. Right? So let's have a look at this, guys. Hopefully this is it. Right. So let me just get your comments up. So I reached out to Natalia, I keep calling her Natalia Lee. And let me just see if I can go back to the first message. I wasn't expecting a reply, guys. Wrong one. Let's have a look. Here we go. So my first message was very simple. It took me a while. It took me about an hour to find Natalia Lee on Facebook. So I reached out to her. I sent her a friend request, and I kept it very simple. I sent her a copy of one of the videos. We've done a few videos now honouring Suzanna Lee. Sorry to bother you. Your mum was a hero. The way she defended Elvis. Very simple. Your mum was a hero the way she defended Elvis. So she sends me a thank you. So then I send her with a heart. So then I send her some of the clips that we've done. And eventually she says, thank you for your kindness and for all the hard work, obviously, that we do at Team Elvis. Keep it up. Thanks for reaching out and lovely to meet you. And then she shared this to her timeline. Yeah. So obviously I've had this on my Facebook, on my Defending Elvis. And obviously she was born, Suzanna was born 26th of July, 1945. So it's, you know, and then she died 11th December 2017. God rest her soul. One of the true Elvis defenders. So I really wanted to make a point of it. Yeah? Right. Okay, so... Oh, dog's barking. Right, okay. Right, come on, quiet. All right, let's just... Ella. Can you hear the dog? Shh, come on. So let me just... Right, so we're going to end this by talking about the troll. The troll. We had 3 trolls. It's always said you don't do anything family, because I'll tell you, Elvis case, they all did. Too bad she died young. Yeah, so let's just see, just before I talk about the troll, I wonder if we can get, anyway, let's listen to this little clip of Suzanne Lee.
Oh, you're so kind. Well, I started working as an actress when I was 11, and my godmother was Leigh, and my whole dream was to come to Hollywood and make movies. And of course, I was in love with Elvis and make a film with Elvis. And I think it's all about being focused and knocking on doors and making things happen. And by 19, yes, I was Elvis's co-star in Paradise Hawaiian Style. And in fact, I was under contract, and so was Elvis, to Hal Wallace, who was known as the Star Maker. And my contract was to take over from Shirley MacLaine. So that's what I did. And we were supposed to make another movie, but I had a problem with the Colonel. Not a nice man, but they...
That's interesting, isn't it, guys? I'm going to play that again. She says, oh, but I had a problem with the Colonel. Oh, that's just amazing, isn't it? Obviously, we have very strong feelings about Colonel Tom Parker. This woman is the ultimate Elvis defender. She didn't make another movie because she had a problem with the Colonel Tom Parker.
Oh, you're so kind. Well, I started working as an actress when I was 11, and my godmother was Leigh, And my whole dream was to come to Hollywood and make movies. And of course, I was in love with Elvis and make a film with Elvis. And I think it's all about being focused and knocking on doors and making things happen. And by 19, yes, I was Elvis's co-star in Paradise Hawaiian Style. And in fact, I was under contract, and so was Elvis, to Hal Wallace, who was known as the Star Maker. And my contract was to take over from Shirley MacLaine. So that's what I did. And we were supposed to make another movie, but I had a problem with the Colonel. Not a nice man, but there you go. Oh, you're so kind.
I love the fact that she ends that by saying, "But I had a problem with the Colonel." I love that. So, guys, let's just see if there's another short clip, and then we are going to do part 2. But part 2 is going to start straight after. Part 2 will start straight after. There's no gap. Okay. Let me just do that. Let me just play this.
Well, it was a fantastic experience to work with Elvis. Elvis and I were both under contract to Hal Wallace, who was known as the Star Maker. And I remember the day that Hal Wallace said that I'd be making my next movie with Elvis. And I was an incredible fan of his. So and then he said, "You'll be doing it in Hawaii." Wow, that's awesome. Elvis was a fabulous actor, very underrated by a lot of the conventional theatre people.
Shit. I don't know how well you heard that. I was a fan of his. Elvis was actually a good actor, and he was very underrated. Beautiful words from Suzanna Lee. Let me see if there's any other little clips. But we are going to stop and start, guys. I will play some more Suzanna Lee things. Just not today because we're in a bit of a rush. I just wondered if there was a little clip. Okay, there's a 1-minute clip. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Amazing. Thank you so much, Suzanna Lee. And thank you to Natalia Lee for supporting what we do. Your mum is amazing. Right, guys, we're going to now go on to a part 2. We are going to discuss the trolls trying to stop us from defending Elvis. We're going to discuss their comments and we're going to expose them. The trolls, the fake Elvis fans that think that it's okay for a stepbrother to trash Elvis, their stepbrother, again and again for decades for money. Okay, guys? We're going to stop and start. So rejoin straight away. Rejoin. I'm going to stop.